Well, you and I have been talking about these statistics, and I'm so happy we have you on our program as we move into the first quarter of 2008. I love your focus and optimism about what 2008 is going to provide us here in Silicon Valley. So I thought we'd start with just a global approach, because we hear so many things about the market and foreclosures and the subprime disaster and all these things that are more national. Right. And yet we read the paper here in San Jose Mercury or other local periodicals, and we think, wow, this is really happening here maybe. But let's talk about what's really happening here. But first, let's get into some of the things. So I want to ask you first, you're pretty optimistic, though, about 2008.
Definitely, yes. I mean, I'm looking at all the inventory number throughout the South Bay. We are actually positioning ourselves for a really strong spring of 2008.
Okay. And what are some of the factors you're finding that are driving this more favorable market?
Like I say, the inventory level, and two things coming down the pipe. You have the Fed is cutting interest rate, and the second is the stimulus package from the government going to give a lot of cash free to taxpayer, and as a result, I think coupling with the low home payment and low inventory, and we really don't have a strong, or really bad foreclosure market here in Santa Clara County, and therefore spring set up to be a very bullish for us in this market.
Okay, well, you covered quite a few things in that answer, and maybe you could touch on some of the points you feel are going to be very useful in the stimulus package. What do you feel are going to be 2 or 3 items that are really going to push us over the top of really prime in the spring?
For one thing, our area, because of the jumbo loan affected, now the conforming rate, the limit on the conforming loan will go from 417 on a single family to about 729.
Yes.
If that's happened, we have the median sale price here for a single home will go through the roof because of that. Because now everybody loves 5% fixed rate, and 5% fixed rate is here.
Right.
Yes.
And when you say 5%, fixed rates are in the 5s, not
it's
5.0.
Right.
I just want to clarify to all of you. Don't start calling us for a 5% fixed rate. It's not there yet.
And many areas in the South Bay are actually lack of inventory. And because of the lack of inventory, will drive buyers looking for home disappointed, and they have to overbid for homes. If you take the area from downtown San Jose, go north a little, Santa Clara, all the way to Palo Alto, we really don't have inventory.
Okay.
From downtown San Jose all the way to Gilroy, you have an abundance of foreclosure and subprime problem, and that's going to be worked out in the next 2 months rather quickly, because I see in
as a result of that increase in the conforming limit
and the low interest rate that we are enjoying. Yeah, the payment are just so tempting. My statistics show that every time we have interest rate about 6 or 5%, this market will go crazy, and it will go crazy.
Right. That's right. Well, we have all your statistical information that we're going to show on the second half of this segment. So we'll just hang on with us, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that information soon.
Yes.
But one thing I wanted to talk about, you mentioned foreclosures, and I want to get to that. With regard to the conforming limit, currently it's at 417,000. Joe Lamb mentioned that in the previous segment. I know there's not a lot of clarity about, is it going to be 729? That's one number that the politicians are pushing out. Arizona, I always say that. Alaska and Hawaii are each currently at 625.
Yes.
What do you feel is the landing point for this conforming loan amount? Do you think it'll get to 700?
Anything north of 600 will help our market a lot.
Okay.
So I would say 700 is a cause for a big celebration, but 600 would be better.
People will be running in the streets, huh?
Anything more than 17 will help this market, nevertheless.
That's right. Oh, it's going to be wonderful for so many people. We have a number of clients that are 500 to 600 range, and it'll be a perfect sweet spot for them to convert to fixed rates.
Right.
They'll love it. So, you were giving me some statistical information about foreclosures, where many areas, they're very, very high, but locally, we're finding that it's just not happening. So why don't you give me some of those facts?
I can give you some of the facts. In Santa Clara County, as of the end of December, we have 1,700 foreclosure, right? In Santa Cruz County, we have about 300. In San Mateo County, we have about 500. In San Francisco County, we have about 300. Now, compared to L.A. County, they have 17,000. Sacramento have 9,000.
Right.
So those are the depressed area of the state, not the Bay Area.
Right, okay. Okay, very good. Well, Chen, we'll be right back with a lot of your statistical charts. Stay with us. You want to stay tuned for the second half. Thanks very much, Chen.